Now this analysis, not really going to act on it in the live market. If anything, I'm just going to take it in a demo account. That's what I've been doing as of recent. I'm just kind of playing around with going back and forth in the market, kind of trading against my bias to trade to my bias, that kind of thing, right? Those kind of different ideas in the market in a demo account. Why I'm not trading live right now, just finished a sample size. It was profitable, but I want my next sample size to be with a challenge account that I'm taking. So, taking some time to prepare myself for that, and also waiting on some money for my tax return to actually pay for that, not tax return, tax refund to actually pay for that challenge account. So that being said, just taking a break, but we'll just look at some analysis regardless. So if you remember, a few videos I've been talking about this idea that we could definitely, break below these weekly relative equal lows here, which we did yesterday. And now we're kind of, basically on in terms of we could continue lower and make new lows on the weekly, which would be pretty significant in terms of the euro, because it would be basically the lowest point since 2017, and that's really the lowest point since 2002. So that would be pretty significant, especially on the euro. That would mean some pretty significant dollar strength as well. Give me 1 second. It sounds like the kettle is about done. Right, it is not. So yeah, we see some pretty, obviously that's some pretty significant dollar strength, right? So that being said, we'll see if we'll continue, but wouldn't be surprised after running these lows if we started to get some pushes higher, right? Especially since the fact of, yes, we have this green line here that I've marked, and even this area here and this area here, but we also now have all of these areas that the market has now left behind, right? And we're now breaking lows to kind of get that liquidity to make it possible for us to bounce higher. So wouldn't be surprised if we do, right? But as of right now, still looking bearish to see if we can continue lower, right? Especially if we look on the daily, we've broken down now, especially the way that we've broken down and the fact that we've just recently, so here's that, look, here's those lows we were looking at. So I'm gonna mark those on the previous lows we were looking at, and the fact that we most recently broke these lows. That gives me a bit of an indication that we could definitely see a bit of a pop up to try to get into this fair value gap on the daily, okay? So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a bit of a counter trend move today, or, especially with today being Wednesday, it would probably make more sense for it to kind of just weekly finish out this move on the week. And then, I guess, I hate to say weekly, finish out the move on the week, finish out the move on the week in kind of low momentum, and then probably Thursday, Friday, try to start heading up for this fair value gap, right? I'm not saying that it's going to happen, it has to happen, any of that kind of stuff. I don't know. I'm not trying to predict. I'm not trying to tell you, I'm not trying to have a crystal ball and tell you what's going to happen next. All I'm trying to do is put myself in a good spot. If, what does happen from what I am anticipating happens. So that's Euro USD. Other than that, obviously, if we drop down to the 1 minute, we have our opening price here from midnight. So like I said, even though I wouldn't be surprised if we got a bit of a bullish bounce either today, tomorrow, Friday, I'm going to continue with this bias until the market tells me don't continue with the bias, right? Because like I said, we could continue and break some more lows down here, right? We could break these lows all the way down here. All right, there's still a lot of space for us to go. Us breaking those lows would likely get a lot of people. Like I said, that would be lows all the way back from 2017. That'd probably get a lot of people tripped into the market sell side, which would then allow us to, like I was talking about here, if we look at my weekly, I have a ton of areas that the market has left behind that we could then attack, right? Here, right? All that good stuff. So that is Euro USD. Quickly run through the indices. So actually, to run through the indices today, I'm just gonna use the futures. Why not? So weekly, I'm doing some back testing on futures. So weekly, we actually just got a run out of those, of the swing low, right? Daily, right? Again, we got that as well. So now we're seeing we can get a pullback, right? So we're getting that pullback, or I guess we kind of got that pullback to really end out the day, right? So pulling back now into the 4 hour area. So we identified that here, right? And then we keep dropping down 1 hour and then 15 minute, right? So that is kind of what I'm looking at in terms of Nasdaq. So a bit of a bounce, but really it's just kind of going to be more of a dead cat bounce to kind of continue lower, which doesn't make me any that much happier, especially with my stock portfolio. Now, S&P. So again, we've just broken these lows, or have we? Let's check. So low 29.50, low 37.75. So we actually haven't broken these lows. So the bit of divergence between the Nasdaq and S&P. Okay, so I would be, and okay, that makes sense as well. Because what I was gonna say is it would, make a lot more sense for us to more quickly get a pullback into an area and then a bounce lower, right? So again, similar situation, more than likely, you can call like a dead cat bounce. Gets people thinking that, oh, the market's finally rallying after all these lows, right? Okay, before possibly pushing lower. Now, why might it push lower? Well, if we identify, we have this area here, and we could definitely see a push lower to this area here, where we push below these lows, and these lows to get people tripped into the market. And then if the market, if we're trying to push higher, that would be kind of a low risk opportunity for smart money to push higher. So that's Euro and S&P and Nasdaq. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope it provides some value to you. And yeah, join me again next time, man.